Welcome to the future. Welcome to Bitcoin Victumeros. Just another afternoon in this Bit2Me Live, March 26, 2024, in the middle of Holy Week. Some of you, you're still watching us on vacation. Us folks here holding down the fort will be taking off on Thursday, Friday, and I'm sure those of you from Valencia and other autonomous communities will have a day off on Monday. Hey, Gio, how's it? Afternoon. Staying in Madrid this Holy Week?
Hello, good afternoon. Yes, hello, Victumero. Indeed, this time I have stayed in Madrid for now, but my intention is to move around and enjoy a bit of our beaches and such. So we'll see if we find any Victumero, and if I can, we'll give them a surprise.
Well, you know what? I was looking out the window for like 15 minutes and I saw that it started snowing. Like, I was totally amazed, like really amazed. Hey, say hi to everyone who's watching the live stream, including Mario Draghi, right? The president of the European Central Bank. Welcome. LV, Luis, Axar Coins. Well, all the classics are present. You never disappoint. I mean, Jere, from wherever you are observing us, we express our heartfelt gratitude. Thank you very, very much indeed. Today we have a program, as we have been doing recently, where we display the countdown of the days remaining for that highly significant event, which is the Bitcoin halving that holds great importance. I remember 4 years ago, it's going to be in 2020, after the famous pandemic that locked us up. We did a program there to tell you all about it. I will provide a brief intro to avoid rambling, and we will have a special program discussing the halving phenomenon in detail. You really are, Giovanni.
At the end of the live stream, we'll inform you about the timing of the pre-halving, a special event. We'll announce the date for you to stay tuned.
In the end, you know what is hacking? For those unfamiliar, for those familiar, basically, we're going to do a review. Well, it's a techie money event that's scheduled on the Bitcoin network, and it's all about making it deflationary, making the new supply that's introduced into the network increasingly scarce. As you guys know, there are going to be 21 million units that will be gradually issued. They're going to be broadcast less and less. Initially, at the present moment, we currently have a quantity of approximately 19,650,000. Bitcoin will continue to be emitted until the year 2140. At which point the issuance of new Bitcoin will be completed. How are they issued? They are rewarded to the miners for doing that job, that security function, of mining blocks with the information of their transactions. When a miner calculates a hash, which is essentially an identifier, it is similar to the fingerprint of the contents of a block combined with a random number. This random number ensures that the hash has a specific number of zeros at the beginning when combined with the information of that block. A hash, I'm not sure if it has 64 bits, it seems to me, because what the Bitcoin system is forcing you to do is to make those calculations by brute force with the proof of work, using energy for those machines prepared for that to give you a result with a certain number of zeros. So what is up? That every more or less every 4 years, it is not every 4 years, nor every 10 minutes either. Yes, it is the average, obviously 210,000 blocks. Specifically, that reward is reduced by half, precisely halved in value. Right now, as you all know, they're handing out 6.25 units to those miners. And starting from, as you can see on the Bit2Me counter we have here, in about 22 days, it will decrease. An individual might wonder, hey, why isn't it a specific date? Why is it a date that changes or is not exact? Exactly as I was saying, because it depends on the computing power of the network. There are more computers, more graphics cards, more GPUs doing these calculations to reach those hashes. And in the case that there is not much power, but the difficulty is very high, what happens is that it takes longer. So what the system does is that every fortnight it adjusts to the difficulty, depending on the time it took to make those calculations, and adds or removes zeros at the beginning of those hashes. So it is similar to a system. It is a living system that is constantly changing and never stops.
So because we have had multiple encounters, when you inquire about the halving, in essence, how do you describe it in a concise manner? The halving, when you do an event or in a talk, you ask, what is it for someone who knows nothing?
All right, so for someone who doesn't know anything, the halving would be an event, like I said, a mathematical, technological, or technological economic event that occurs every 210,000 mined blocks, with an average block mining time of 10 minutes. That serves as a reward for that Bitcoin mining network that is doing those calculations and providing security to the infrastructure. The halving is the partition. Halving in English means by half, dividing by 2. The halving is what it does is cut the current reward of the cycle we are in half. What impact does it have afterwards? Well, look, for the first time, Giovanni and all of you who are watching, as you know, if you go back to previous cycles and see the price quote, never before, the historical maximum of the previous cycle had been exceeded prior to the halving event, which is a significant milestone in the cryptocurrency market. So there are people who say, no, the halving is already priced in because people have already bought before the event occurs and have already accumulated those Bitcoins. Therefore, the price has gone up a lot. I don't think so. I don't think the halving is priced in. Yes, I do believe, honestly, that in the case of this halving, where the reward is going to be reduced from approximately 900 Bitcoins per day to 450, we have a reduction in supply. But what has happened here, Giovanni, and all of you watching, is that the demand has exploded. So we have a daily demand with this ETF issue. If we look at the average, there is an approximate 20-fold increase. Well, right now there is an approximate 12-fold increase, 12 times more per day of the new Bitcoins being introduced. So commencing from the halving event that is scheduled to take place in April, we are going to experience, assuming the demand remains constant, a 20-fold or 24-fold increase in demand compared to the daily introduction of supply into the market. So how does that impact? Well, obviously the price is positive. Someone might say, well, and this happens with the rest of cryptocurrencies. There are cryptocurrencies that utilize proof of work, such as Litecoin, for instance, or other Bitcoin, other forks that were created that also employ it. But well, there you go.
We have received approval to announce the date and time of the pre-halving live stream we are going to do, which will take place on April 10th at 6 p.m. local time in Spain. So please make a note of it, stay tuned, and during the live stream, we will be able to provide detailed information about everything related to the halving and the plans for this year, and perhaps even conduct some polls.
Yeah, I'm not going to go on and on about it because that day we're going to dive deeper and there's going to be more people participating in that program because for us and for the whole Bitcoin community and ecosystem, it's super special. But just so you know, the Bitcoin inflation rate is going to be around 0.85%, just to give you an idea on an annual basis. To give you an idea, the inflation rate for gold is 1.6% to 2% annually. Starting from the next cycle, we have half the inflation that gold has. However, with gold, we have the ability to be more flexible and conduct additional excavations in order to search for more sources of the metal. In contrast with Bitcoin, such actions are not possible. If we add to that, and now I conclude the introduction of the halving, the news we are witnessing. What news are we witnessing? As an example, in the United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken, we have witnessed that the government desires to approve a product that is similar to the exchange-traded funds, ETFs, in the United States, because there is going to be a race between different jurisdictions to provide access to their financial markets, to their investors, in order to have exposure to Bitcoin. And England is going to do it already, but not only England, but also Hong Kong, which are important markets because, well, they internationalize. Besides being in the United States, which is the most important financial market in the world, in other countries in Europe or in Asia, there are also places where being there is super interesting. And well, to observe a small portion of the statistics from the perspective of the exchange-traded funds, if you keep track of them on a daily basis, I mean, I monitor them each and every day, Giovanni. Last week was a rough week in terms of the inflow and outflow of purchases for these funds. In the case of the United States, in terms of net unit numbers, that's why we had a correction. You know, we dropped down to 61 or 62. Around 13,294 Bitcoin was sold last week. This week, including yesterday, we have a net positive of 231. But the thing is, since January 10th, when the ETFs and Giovanni started operating, we have a net, despite the sales that Grayscale is making, which was one of the funds that had more control over Bitcoin, about 640,000. We have over those 640,000, 204,000 Bitcoins that these funds have already bought. So envision the race that is going to occur, incorporating the halving event like we did in the introduction section of the presentation. I believe we have a very positive scenario for the next few months. We've been saying it for a long time. Like, I recall, Giovanni, a few Bit2Me lives in the past, we were in our 40s, 50s, or 30s, correct? We're already around 70, and that's about where we are. So we're going to ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind, Jose or Giovanni, to the live audience now. because we asked them on Twitter today. They seem very interesting to me, and it is, what do you guys think will be the highest, the maximum possible price of Bitcoin in the cycle that we are starting? When you say cycle, how long would it be? All right, based on what we've experienced in the previous stages, in the 4 years that would complete that cycle, I would say until the end of 2025, we're in March 2024. So that's normal. If the behavior of prior cycles were to repeat, we would experience a green year in the current year and also a green year in the subsequent year. So the question is, what price range do you guys think Bitcoin will reach in this cycle if indeed by the end of 2025, we're heading for another correction and another bear market? Options up to 150k euros, between 150k and 300k. Between $300k and $450k, or above $450k. And if you all want, we can prepare it and you can start responding.
That is excellent. And considering the presence of Javi, what is the decision that you have come to? Which do you pick?
I'm very cool and always, and this is not investment advice, but I believe that the references from previous cycles, and this is what some market analysts say, whom I follow and admire, and I think they also do a very good job. Well, you have Papa Bitcoin, you have Batavia, you have people who make forecasts. Without the ETF, because of the behavior, the Fibonacci, the RSI, and all the calculations they make from a technical point of view of $180,000. They were discussing $180K, obviously. That was prior to the approval of the ETFs. I have a belief, Giovanni, that we are currently at a crucial turning point, and that in the previous cycles, from my point of view, having also observed numerous actors who have the potential to cause harm to the market, such as FTX and other companies, it is going to turn out to be highly advantageous. So I think there's going to be a race, not only from these funds, but as we've seen in other countries, and also from pension funds, family offices, sovereign funds, even countries adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. All of this in a context, in a breeding ground, where we are witnessing geopolitical problems that are leading to the deterioration of fiat currencies to a significant extent. We have witnessed it with the Egyptian pound, which lost 1/3 of its value last week, and crazy stuff like that. How will it impact Salcoin? Can someone inform me? Always mentioning BTC, Javi, it's so annoying. I believe that alternative coins, because of the domino effect, are going to experience benefits. And besides, they are studying whether they are going to approve the Ethereum ETFs or not, which would be the second cryptocurrency. If that happens, I believe Ethereum would obviously benefit greatly. Now, can other cryptocurrencies potentially increase in percentage? Yeah, but you're taking a completely different risk than if you have Bitcoin. We already know that. We've already explained it many times. They're different. If there's a domino effect and lots of people start flocking to the ecosystem, they may invest in other platforms. Now, where is all the institutional money going to come in? What is the liquidity that money is going to be absorbed by in the market? Bitcoin will absorb it. Some argue money goes into Bitcoin first, then gradually spreads to other cryptocurrencies. What's the key difference that we need to consider this time around? The money that goes into Bitcoin, into the ETFs, those ETFs that are centrally custodied, that's not going to be switched for other cryptocurrencies. And that's something we have to appreciate and consider. That's important.
That's a valid point, actually. Well, Javi, let's continue because we're going to have a lengthy one on April 10th at 6 p.m. local time in Spain, which is going to be quite a long event.
Okay, then. Awesome. I trust this introduction has been beneficial for all of you. All right, let's proceed to all the most recent updates from Bit2Me. On one hand, we have Giovanny, and I've also seen this with some users who have written to me directly or have posted on social media about Bit2Me Tax. Some individuals state, hey, I would like to download my fiscal balance and have it fill in all the information for the tax return that I have to complete and have not been able to. And of course, Neil was already here last week explaining all of this. Giovanny, I don't know if you can shed some light on this point for us.
Yes, you can download the file with all your operations completely free. It's absolutely no cost at all. It is the SCV file without any limitations, available at any time with no restrictions or constraints whatsoever. What's up? We have developed the Bit2Me Tax report, completely comprehensive and detailed, which has very simple instructions for checking each box. That being said, the only thing that is asked today is to be level 1 of the Space Center, the loyalty program of Bit2Me. To do level 1, it's basically just going to the Space Center and that's about it. With very little interaction you've had with the Bit2Me Suite, you're going to be at level 1, 2, even 3. So having mentioned that, the report, numerous individuals have been downloading it already. They are absolutely loving it. Actually, I'm a person who has sent it directly to my advisor, and for him, it's insane. I mean, everything is done there.
The world, just what Giovanni said. All right, we want to provide you with a really good service, but we also want the users who use the platform, well, to interact with Space Center and have those levels with those different benefits, you know? The data of the operations they have carried out, if a person is at level 0 of the Space Center, they can access them, as Giovanni says, easily. You have it there to download. The only thing is that the convenience we give you is that if you are level 1, we will fill in the data for you to give it to the tax specialist. It's a way to encourage and reward the Bit2Me community, right? So, well, it goes around there. But don't worry, the data is yours, and besides, we're obligated to give it to you, right?
100%.
Sure, right.
What else, dude? In the same vein, sorry, Javi, soon you will be able to schedule appointments with external advisors through Bit2Me Tax. In other words, the report is very thorough, very detailed, so that a person simply has to read it and check the corresponding boxes, and it would be done. However, if you possess particular entities, such as corporations and so on, they will be provided with the opportunity to arrange appointments with external advisors via Bit2Me Tax.
You understood. Additional things we have accomplished, well, more things to emphasize from the month of March. Well, what we've done is a fusion. We all know that one of the cornerstones of the company's foundation was, and continues to be obviously, education, you know? Get educated on what this whole ecosystem is about, this technology, this economy, with Bit2Me Academy. What is up? That until this moment, they were like two platforms. That even though they had the same front, the interface, you could not access with your Bit2Me user account. What we've done is bring it all together. What are the advantages of unifying it? Well, if you're someone who relies on Bit2Me Academy to take your courses, to do your studies, to make progress, you'll be able to manage it directly with your personal account. To those of you who have never entered Bit2Me Academy, we encourage you to do so, because you're going to find courses on all topics, from the most basic ones to trading, to Web3 MBA, the master's degree we've created, and we have a variety of content, over 450 articles, which have been written by Jose Maldonado, who does an amazing job. For instance, Giovanni, whom we will discuss the cryptocurrency later, a particular one named ICP, where he has documented all the specifics of this novel digital currency. What is it that we want? Well, so that all that new content and all those new tools and all those new projects that you find on Bit2Me, well, you have a reference at hand to be able to study it, to be able to see what it's about. And you can ask yourself, or you can see if it's interesting or not. So we are merging the Bit2Me user account with Bit2Me Academy, where you can keep track of the courses. And once again, we strongly encourage you to log in and use it, because 90% of the content is open and accessible to everyone without any restrictions or limitations.
It's in several languages. On top of that, it's kind of like an encyclopedia. I mean, it has some kind of dictionary that when you enter the word, it tells you, it explains many things to you. It is very interesting for individuals, including beginners who are commencing, professionals, and even individuals who are providing instruction through our Academy articles. The fact is that we are extremely proud, and it is completely accessible to all. In that same spirit, Javi, we also recently published the article on the process of filing your tax return using cryptocurrencies and Bit2Me Tax. All those uncertainties we have, such as whether the form is this one, whether it's the other one, whether it's from 50,000 euros, all those small details that can make us hesitate, we have them in that article along with the Bit2Me Tax report that is extremely comprehensive, and that's it. It's going to be super simple, so enjoy it for real, because it's going to solve a lot of doubts and concerns at that level.
On the other hand, we continue to unify all the infrastructure of the platform, both for the application and the website. We observed in the previous month that we had created a fresh interface, a novel front through which users could engage on the website. We have incorporated additional features that were still pending, which we already possessed on our mobile phone, on iOS or Android, but were not yet accessible through the website. What do I mean? I'm talking about recurring purchases. Now, you guys will be able to use directly, for those of you who prefer that format, the website to make that kind of purchases. If you guys have tried it and want to see it, you can take a look. In the previous month, not an extended period of time ago, approximately 15 to 20 days ago, you are aware that Neil was in our company, and it was genuinely fascinating because he had a conversation with us regarding all the activities carried out at the Space Center and also about all the services that are interacting with this community, loyalty service using the Bit2Me token. In the final analysis, what we have consistently emphasized is that all the tools, products, and services offered by Bit2Me are designed to interact with the utility token of the platform. The infrastructure we assert is constructed. I'm informing you of this as we read the chat, the comments you make. We comprehend that for numerous holders of Bit2Me, their primary concern is the price point. We, in what we strive and work for, is to give a block of utilities that you can see. From service to service, from Bit2Me Car, Bit2Me Air, and all the others, as we observed with Space Center as well, all the other utilities that exist. At present, it is not up to us to decide if the price goes up at a faster pace or not. You know what I mean? That is beside the point. We focus on the usefulness. And as we have talked about many times, the more users and people utilize the token and utilize the platform and comprehend the benefits there are, the more impact it will have on the price. That's how it is.
So, Giovanny, that's right. In fact, as you were saying, not only for current products and services, but also for the future. There will always be a connection and there will be exclusive advantages for Bit2Me holders. So you'll see it little by little. Everything that is coming up, as they were commenting, yes, when it comes to the Bit2Me blockades, already in the Bit2Me special and the Space Center's first anniversary, we mentioned it, it is scheduled for the second quarter. So stay tuned because we might give you a little more information about that later on.
Well, inform us if you desire all the enhancements that exist concerning the Space Center with the levels and what we can accomplish with Bit2Me in order to conduct that review if you believe so. And then regarding the Bit2Me folder that Neil also informed us about.
That is correct. For instance, additionally in Spacer, as we were discussing, today we made the announcement of the Fast Tax theme in collaboration with Bit2Me. What does that mean? Basically, you'll be able to level up as much as you want just by buying the corresponding Bit2Me to reach that level. In other words, it is akin to a speedy jump to the level you desire simply by comparing Bit2Me. A few users are still not able to see it. Over the next several hours and days, gradually every individual will have the capability to access that brand new feature of Fact Trust with Bit2Me.
I don't know if you can, Jose, teach now that you're sharing Space Center the calculation that I remember the other day you could see exactly how many tokens you were missing to access one level or another level. If you have it, awesome.
Yes, you must have the level calculator checked out for accuracy. There have also been adjustments made to the completed mission screen so that you can easily view and identify the missions you have already completed, as well as the upcoming missions, in a clear and straightforward manner. We're really improving that a lot. We're relying heavily on user feedback. We highly appreciate all the feedback you're giving us. Then in the Bit2Me holder session, which is of utmost importance, we have the Bit2Me week component taking place in the month of March. That in the news program, we also explained it. My recommendation would be to stay alert for that because at this moment in time, they have the ability to take part in it. During this week, you will receive a €5 voucher that can be used for your purchases in wallet. You'll also get a €10 voucher for your purchases in wallet, which you can take part in for a limited time from March 18th to March 24th. And at the end of that promotion is when they will receive the coupon, the FIT voucher, on March 28th. You good? So you're just in time. Take a look. We're going to share everything with you so you can see all the requirements too. And in case you have any doubts, you can always take a look at the terms and conditions of the promotion as well. In that same vein, Javi, let me tell you, we have to Bit2Me. We have enabled the Bit2Me deposits with the BSC network. So all those individuals who were interested, who even requested it through our Evictum and FIBA tool, now have the chance to bring all their business to marketing through that network, the business service center network. Also,
it's a bit so that people can also see that the projection and perspective of B2M, in addition to all the utilities we mentioned and developed within B2Me, is also intended to interact with the DeFi ecosystem. And in the medium term, which is also something you often ask for, to have the token listed on other platforms, which is something we have open and we have to discuss and study, because it doesn't only depend on our side, on Bit2Me, but on the other company, the other exchange. So these are conversations that we have to keep. However, as Giovanny said, the integration or the possibility of receiving tokens from BSC opens the door for other DeFi environments to use the token for other tools we have in that ecosystem, thereby expanding the reach and utility of the token beyond its current scope.
That's right, Javi. Then also, no less important, we have updated the B2M landing page. The truth is that it looks visually very comfortable. Among them, we have picked up what the B2M holder counter is. We can even break it down by where those B2M holders are, so take a look. In reality, if I am not mistaken, at this precise moment, if you can articulate it, we are situated on the B2M website, and our current number of B2M holders stands at 87,011. And it's something that we've also increased quite a bit. In other words, new users, in a completely natural way, are seeing the benefits, the value of B2M, and whether they are converting or adding it to their B2M portfolio. Due to the fact that clearly, as we have mentioned before, it is unquestionably our primary character, B2M, without any doubt. So simply have a quick look at the website. As you can see, it is all good. They have all the necessary information, including the smart contract and the counter for tracking. Make sure to check it out for yourself.
It is great because for all those who are B2M holders and have inquiries about what is happening, how the token interacts with each of the services, and how I can communicate or inform others about how this tool functions. Well, here you have a landing page with all the steps, all the utilities, all the details we need to comprehend what is being done with the token. And as we always say, we will persistently keep busting our butts to ensure that the shows and has a significant impact on more people using it, which is ultimately what we want to achieve with this tool and is of utmost importance to us in order to fulfill our goals. However, Giovanni, I would like to address all of you who have suggestions, which I am actively monitoring in the live chat. I strongly urge you to utilize the Bit2Me feedback platform. If you have any proposals or specific questions regarding the token that you believe would greatly benefit the entire community, please inform us. We are committed to working on your suggestions, transferring them to the development team, and ensuring that even the department managers themselves respond to these proposals. Your input is invaluable, and we appreciate your engagement in shaping the future of our platform.
In other words, we are very attentive precisely to that tool, and through it, we have been doing many things for the well-being, both for B2M and for the B2M community. They were also informing us, Javi, regarding the launchpads matter, which you also mentioned, and we were curious here, because I had no idea. So if all of you are in agreement, let's keep the questions unanswered, all right?
We will choose the issues you guys are talking about so we can attempt to address the questions we can answer at this time in the live stream. If you desire, let's write them down and save them, okay? And we shall complete the content that we currently possess.
Totally agree.
Well, so there you have it, the landing page. Make sure to visit it, take a look, and also provide us with your valuable feedback, which is always super important to us. New listings? Well, as you know, at Bit2Me, we had at the beginning, when we started a while ago, we had very few coins. We have recently exceeded the barrier of 250 coins within Bit2Me, which is located inside the wallet of our platform. However, it is not just the wallet that we are focusing on. In fact, we are also dedicated to listing new pairs within the Bit2Me Pro platform, ensuring a comprehensive service for our users. So, within the wallet, what coins have we listed these days, these weeks? Well, we have listed TAU, we have listed ECS, we have listed CSPR, we have listed RNT. The other day, we conducted an interview with Eric from Rental about the topic of real estate and discussed the latest developments in the market. We have included the following items in our list: GJV, Portal, WIF, Prime, CFG, Pixel, BOEM, Manta, and Slurf. These items were carefully selected based on their relevance and importance to our project. Before I dive in, give me a good list. A good list, please. I want to make sure I'm well prepared. A great list. Prior to getting involved with cryptocurrencies, I would definitely take a look at the project. If we have a specific article about those coins in Bit2Me Academy, what we usually do, especially with the one we consider to be the most popular, right? Like we've done this week with ICP, which you can find an article about. It seems to me that it came out recently. It just came out and I've already read it. Well, so if you take a look, always before diving in or buying any of these cryptocurrencies, look at their project, look at their developers, look at the community, look at what their goal is, what they're looking for, okay? To have a more in-depth study. Because even for us, or well, at least for me, I don't know about you, Giovanni, if you cut yourself off from everything, sometimes you don't cover it all. You don't have enough time to learn and deeply understand each one of these.
Totally agree. That's why I rely heavily on academia. And the truth is that it's something that's awesome because it does just that. In a nutshell, it explains new projects to you. Even the ones we've listed, it tells you what's most important, what the project is, what its vision is. And based on that, you can make your own decisions, which is very, very important to keep in mind. And you were also on the list in Pro. We also have new additions, as you were saying.
Yes, ECS, Elastic Container Service, ECS, Elastic Compute Service, CSPR, RNT, and CP, Control Plane. Furthermore, in Bit2Me, for individuals utilizing staking and holding Graph, a highly popular cryptocurrency, there is an additional feature called deposits available for those who prefer to leave their funds in Bit2Me's staking platform. If I am not mistaken, Giovanni, I observed that the interest rates can go up to 15% for users with the Space Center level, adjusted accordingly to either 15% or 19% if they choose to receive these rewards in B2M tokens, which are the native tokens of Bit2Me. Take a glance at it as well. You have it listed inside Bit2Me.
I utilize that percentage of APIs. Bear in mind that APIs are not set in stone. They are subject to change. So that is the conclusion of it. They are calculated every 30 minutes so that you guys keep that in mind, because we have had that kind of questions in the B2B channels, both in Telegram and social media. So keep in mind what that is. And eventually, we carry out promotions or campaigns in order to boost the popularity of one of those cryptocurrencies. You were also commenting, Javi, we have facilitated the option to make deposits of USDT on Arbitrum, Solana, and Optimus blockchain networks.
Great. You can observe that we have numerous new coins in the wallet. You are aware that in the app, you have the ability to add new coins in the tab, and they will automatically display the latest additions, the ones we have been adding in the past few weeks, so that you have them referenced and can identify which ones they were, because I am unable to recall the names. Some of you are mentioning it, right? In the Casper chat, for example. Well, in the app, you have it segmented, you have it filtered and sorted, you know? In order to make everything more visual and more comfortable for everyone.
Right, just by entering prices, and they can add new ones, and they will see the list of new cryptocurrencies in wallet. We have also added new businesses with Casbah, with Bitumica, with the purchase of Carrot Blanc, and get 8% off on your first purchase with Casbah and 4.8% off in all the rest of the purchases. Plus, even the beta testers have already been trying out some new things that come with Bitumen Car. So in the upcoming weeks, please stay tuned, because there are also some very interesting things coming up with Car. So have a look, stay tuned for all the updates.
And as Giovanni mentions, there is the cashback aspect on one hand, and on the other hand, there is Bit2Me Commerce with Aulart, which ultimately is a company that offers a training system utilizing software to generate music and facilitates connections with top DJs and professional musicians, allowing individuals to engage at either an amateur or professional level. If anyone is interested in music and wants to check out this service or knows about that company, just so you know, we have also partnered up with them at Bit2Me Commerce. Well, Giovanni, if you believe that is the case, let us commence responding to the inquiries you have left here and addressing the matters you are bringing up. You got it, yes.
Look, once again, they have brought up the issue of customer support service, and it's a recurring topic. As we have mentioned before, all the tickets are categorized depending on, for example, whether it is a query or a possible issue of not being able to access. So in order of arrival and also by urgency or importance. Sometimes the service can be a bit overwhelmed, so it's really important not to open a new ticket and wait for them to resolve it as quickly as possible. Even on certain occasions, if it is necessary, that is the end of it. They have the ability to make a phone call, but essentially they will always communicate the same information to you. A ticket has already been opened and it never gets forgotten. What's up? Sometimes the wait times increase when it's necessary to escalate that potential case or incident to another department, which could be the specific car department, the specific complaint department. We kindly ask for and appreciate your patience. We know that sometimes we have a certain urgency, but it's never forgotten, and every week the team is on top of it to see if any kind of ticket has been resolved or not. We also have a few questions indeed around this area, Javi. Can you help us with them?
I wanted to share the tax results we obtained earlier. So what do you all think will be the highest Bitcoin price in this cycle? Then 46%. Between 150K and 300K doesn't reach 150K, about 44K. So you have most answers. Doesn't reach 150K, 44. You have the bulk. No $150K. Half goes $150K, $300K, 46. Some aim $300K, $450K. Not bad. Few like me claim over $450K. I'm going to take advantage because I've seen some people in the chat who are also inviting us to do podcasts and interviews on other channels. Just so you are aware, we are gathering these videos and distributing them from Bit2Me's accounts, specifically from Instagram. I also share them directly on the YouTube channels that you guys like the most to delve deeper into the Bitcoin part and always connected with everything we do at Bit2Me. You also have it around here. And I greet those who have been watching us live. Alejandro, I saw you there. So thank you very much. Let's go with more questions.
Yes, we have some of them. I have them collected around here. Give me a moment, Javi. Juan Gomez suggests that a more active launchpad would be highly beneficial for the platform. In fact, not only are some upcoming launchpads being taken into account, but also the possibility, as Neil mentioned, that VLCM holders in airdrop mode receive some of those tokens from the launchpads. So simply have a bit of patience. They are working on it, performing the necessary checks and fulfilling the requirements to the platforms. So when we have specific dates, we'll announce them. For now, we're just hanging tight.
Yeah, I suppose I'll add a bit with the response. We want to inform Giovanny and me about a specific issue with the launchpad. We still can't because there are ongoing conversations. Yeah, it's true that you guys are really pushing us to have some new project in this service. And well, the team is working. We are checking out what options there are and what projects to list. We have compiled a list of a total of 4 or 5 releases that have been successful. These releases include T4All, Lineware, and several other tokens that have garnered positive results. And well, some have been extremely popular. They inquire, according to Javi, well, we have discussed to some extent the Bit2M token. He states that all cryptocurrencies are experiencing an upward trend except for yours, and he asks why. Well, let's see. Not all cryptocurrencies go up. Some go up more and others go up less. We prioritize the utility. The token is a token associated with the platform. We provide benefits and advantages to our users. Yes, it's true that tokens from other platforms have risen. Why? Well, maybe there's increased interaction or speculation with that platform at the moment, leading to a higher demand and price. In my opinion, it is individuals speculating because ultimately the most profits that 2M sees. Honestly, I do not believe there is any platform that offers that service within its own environment, its platform in existence. Yes, it is true, and this is something you guys have also mentioned. It would be beneficial in the future to consider having a Bit2Me or Bit2M network like other exchanges, because that would provide it with more dynamism and enable it to reach more people in different countries around the world through DeFi. Well, it is possible, you know. The thing is, we would have to start working on development and new features and also dedicate a lot of resources that have thus far been focused mainly on working on the products, on the Bit2Me services, and on everything that is inside the platform.
That's right, Javi. In fact, many of the services we are now enjoying didn't exist since the creation of O2M, in which Bit2Me, Carlo, Antan, and all that stuff we're always doing will always bring exclusive benefits and advantages for B2M holders. In other words, we haven't finished, we haven't stopped, we're still working, and gradually you'll see everything we have behind the scenes getting ready. That is to say, as it has also been mentioned, the price does not depend on us, that is supply and demand. We have the commitment to provide profits to the B2M token within the Bit2Me Suite, and also considering that it may have some benefits outside the platform. We're taking it slow and steady, just like Neil mentioned to us. We're considering internationalizing B2M and providing liquidity to some.
We've been telling you that all the suggestions, okay, and let's see, I think that for the past 2 years, since November 2021, when we launched the token, 2 years and some change, I think we've given it a lot of uses that the community has asked us for, that we've said, hey, they're asking for this, let's disbelieve it, let's do it. If you have additional ideas and you believe there are actions we can take to enhance or broaden the community or to generate more interest from people, please inform us. I mean, whatever you guys come up with, we are pleased to do it. However, the token is an open market, correct? In the end, it's an asset, it's a product that you buy and sell and that has a demand and an offer. So in this case, we heavily depend on the decision of the users. Therefore, we want to emphasize that we will keep working, putting in our best effort, and making it an integral pillar within the company. However, it is crucial for us to have the market adapt to changing trends, right? There has been an increase, there has been a contradiction now and whatnot. So I think that if we focus only on that and not on everything that the platform is developing and doing, as we have said many times, we will soon announce important agreements with the traditional sector, financial and other matters. Well, today we were talking, right? There is some news that we cannot provide extensive information about, Giovanny, but it is related to the community, specifically the Argentina issue, where we have made an announcement. You know, it is about a deal to expand and reach new users, not only in Spain, but also in Latin America, which is a significant market for us. So this will escalate. Now, providing dates, providing numbers and prices is very complicated, very complicated.
We're working on it as much as possible. We're going to announce it in a more official way, provide more details for all the folks over there. So stay tuned. For now, we can't announce much more. As you can see in the picture, there's our buddy Pablo Casadillo. So we're not going to say much more. And what you were talking about earlier, Javi, precisely all those ideas, all those proposals to improve, to contribute, use the B2Me Fiber tool, which we are very focused on, and based on it, to be as aligned as possible with the community. So if you believe, if you have something in mind, a purpose, well, for me, that would be really useful. Actually, in this line comes, look, one of the questions we have here, which is LSB2M, says, Jose, for watching some videos that give you free tokens, it's really good. And on top of that, you learn. That could go along the lines of what we have at Academy, where some of the courses give you tokens for.
Maybe there are people who don't know that, Giovanny. Some courses are award-winning. Actually, they were also discussing it in the chat that it would be nice to reward that training, that learning with BenoXM tokens. Take a look at this new thing we talked about today, where we've merged Bit2Me and Academy. With the platform, you can log in and see what courses and interactions you can have to benefit yourselves. I think that over there is also very interesting.
Certainly. In fact, hello, Minoso. I also have a question, Jose. I have an idea. Please do not deprive me of my earned interests to give them to those who desire to undertake missions. Honestly, I didn't quite understand the question.
If you develop it, I envision that it pertains to utilizing those interests or bonuses, those rewards, to distribute it as he desires and interact with the community in a way that aligns with his goals and fosters collaboration and engagement among the members. I imagine you're around there. But hey, if you develop it and post it on Bit2Me feedback a little bit, then it's great.
Actually, there are many of them in that line, so I would invite you to go to Bit2Me feedback, put some keywords in the search engine related to what you are looking for, and you will probably be able to either support or create that utility. And there are a multitude of those proposals that the community starts to strongly support. And in some way, we exert pressure on the team to reconsider or give them higher priority if they are already underway, thereby influencing their decision-making process.
When MICA begins in Spain, according to Alex Jimenez Abad, MICA takes effect from 2025. There are also questions regarding that topic, how it will affect, for example, stablecoins, which is already something that is starting to be valued. We, from now until the end of the year, We'll see how everything unfolds, what requirements the supervisor has in the MICA law, which comes into effect next year, and we will make the adjustments, the measures that we have to take. And we will obviously make the announcement in advance of how everything is going to work. But come on, in principle, there have to be stable coins within the market, I mean, within Europe, because otherwise Europe would literally be shooting itself in the foot. So
then Harry Gomez additionally informs us about some reasons why he has not included XRP in ETH, because there are multiple users who have requested it through ticket. The correct way we have now is, as we said, through the Bit2Me FIBA tool platform. There you say which cryptocurrencies you want to be listed in the suite and specify if you want it to be in PRO, in wallet, or in ETH. In that line, well, let's speed things up. There were other questions, Javi continued. Bilbao 1985, I'm a holder and I have to go in every day to clock in for the missions. In the missions, no, we have a totally free mission where you are divided into 3 blocks. By participating daily, the initial block lasts for 7 days, the second block for 15 days, and the third block for 30 days. In every level, you can earn a certain number of points, with a maximum of 500 points in a completely free manner. The missions have a duration of 1 month, but you can easily renew the expiration by consecutively entering without any breaks or interruptions, ensuring that the missions remain active beyond their initial expiration date. Those are entirely free points. Are you good? Now we have made improvements to that mission in which, as a user, you can make sure that you enter, click on the mission, and add 1 more day to it. Take advantage of this opportunity to earn extra points without any cost to you. That being said, also there at that moment, you come across one of the latest news through B2M, which is indeed B2M Wix. I mean, be on the lookout for that, a totally free mission. And many users, even with that mission, even move on to the next level. They have the opportunity for points they receive completely free. You don't want to? Perfect. However, it is important to remember that.
Sure, let's see. One of the, just like the Bit2Me Academy has been a cornerstone since the inception of the company and its values, right? What is teaching or, well, spreading the word about all this technology? Another pillar, and Giovanny knows this, and many people who are in the live stream also know, is the community. And how does the community get rewarded? Well, you get rewarded with the Space Center tool. For someone who doesn't, if you're not part of the community or don't know about it, it might not seem important to you, but for us, it's super important to have a program, a scoring system, interaction with the platform, participation in Telegram groups, support groups, help groups, and all the ideas that have been shared. And we, along with a multitude of services that need to be integrated into the platform, we also have a desire to reward those individuals who interact and want to be part of the community. And how do we know who is part of the community? Well, because they have more or less points from the Space Center. What Giovanny is explaining is that we have implemented a way to earn points in order to access different services. In the case of the level 1 tax report, which is very basic, I understand that if you haven't interacted with the platform, you can't, but you can download your data. The fact is, we, who are members of the community and part of the user base, are of the opinion that we need to provide rewards and share additional advantages with them for their participation. It is simply a loyalty program.
It's a loyalty program that interacts with the entire suite, even with the new missions that are coming, in which we are going to include Bit2Me Pro, Bit2Me Car, and even referrals. Because if you bring a referred person to Bit2Me, you will get some points. However, all of that is entirely natural. Through interacting with the suite, you are going to earn points. I mean, you do not necessarily have to be at the forefront of the loyalty program in order to benefit from it. Just the fact of interacting with the suite, you're going to earn points and the chance to level up. And as you level up, you increase the advantages within the suite.
And it's not necessary, Giovanny. Maybe there are people who say, damn, you're forcing me to spend money. Not at all. We don't force you to spend money or invest or buy anything. Basically, what we are trying to convey is that the app is a tool. You should familiarize yourself with it, engage with it, and access the Academy section. By simply visiting or opening the app, you can earn points. So, well, these are a set of matters that we highly value or want the user to have at their disposal, but always with the creation of a community as our core focus and objective. Perhaps not everyone enjoys it, but I believe it is something that possesses a great deal of value.
In fact, we are currently announcing that we are adapting our loyalty program for large accounts, for companies, and for investment funds specifically. We're really focused on that loyalty program because it's the way to reward those people who are using the suite. And the most effective way is through that program. Can it be enhanced? Yes, definitely. That is the reason we developed the tool that states, hey, I would like to enhance this. Welcome.
We appreciate it. Martin Leverett is commenting, when can Rose be sent to Wallet DB to me? If you are not there yet, Martin, just put it in Bit2Me feedback and your colleagues will put it on the list. If you have Rhodes on another platform or in a personal wallet, they will take note of it and enter it as soon as possible. Thank you for your cooperation. And those improvements, for example, today that I would like to summarize a bit. Also, everything we have shared, well, those new listings from CFG, Pixel, Bohm, Manta, Prime, the topic you mentioned about the Pro pair, Giovanny, the ICP topic with USDT within the platform, the new network that is available to deposit and withdraw through Ethereum with Optimus, what we have discussed about Bit2Me commerce, and then the improvements of Space Center. You got it. In my opinion, all of these integrations or improvements are proposals that you make to us. If you guys think it's necessary and you want it to be there, just take it, write it down, and send it to us for our consideration.
You got it. And what Bisbal was saying that he doesn't like the daily entry thing is that he's not obligated at all. They are completely free points. For example, what the person who prefers to buy and leave them in air says is that simply by doing that, by participating in the air service, you are going to receive some points as a reward for your participation. And the possibility of leveling up just by doing nothing more than interacting with the Bit2Me Suite. What else in addition to that? Do you desire some completely free points? You simply need to log in every day, and that is all.
Anyway, Giovanni, we take criticism in a constructive way. It doesn't bother us at all, but we understand, and that's why we explain it, because I believe that there are things that when someone shares them with you, you understand much better why we make the decisions we make in B2B. In this case, with the community and how we list and that feedback. So, well, everyone has their own opinion, which is totally free, and we respect them 100%. So yes, I believe there is a large amount of interaction, a large amount of individuals who are live, and we genuinely appreciate it very much. I understand that comparisons are made between one token and another, between one platform and another, but well, they're not the same. We do not operate in the same way as another exchange can operate, which has it globally and is not regulated, which will eventually bring them problems at a certain point in time. And those individuals perhaps who possess that token, well, they may also encounter some difficulty. We focused on doing it differently, that in the short term, it doesn't show up like in other exchanges or with other tokens. Seriously, that's not our goal. Our goal is to build an infrastructure, create a set of utilities. And I believe we provide explanations, right? I mean, we can't do much more, Giovanni. Any other ways we can assist you?
I completely agree. Moreover, Javi, we just finished discussing how they are interested in making some comparisons with other platforms and gathering relevant data for analysis. Even at Academy, we have some extremely detailed comparisons in which the link has been shared. You guys can check out one of the comparisons. So if you guys are interested, you can browse through Academy for both courses, articles, or comparisons like this one.
I'm telling you, I believe that the trajectory for those who have known us for a long time and are part of the community, they know it. We have been around since 2014. We have grown in services, in products. The platform has everything. It has spectacular attention and support, and we have a utility token. So, well, I think we're on the right track, that the alliances that are going to be announced in the coming months are going to take another step forward, and that when the bull market comes, well, I believe that all this work will also be rewarded. Is anyone here merely speculating with the token? Well, then have patience or simply refrain from having the token if your goal is to engage in speculation. I'm telling you straight up. That's the reality. So nothing, we're going to keep working. What Giovanni said, send us all those proposals, all that feedback. We are at the doorstep of the halving, eagerly anticipating participating in that program on the 10th. We appreciate that you have joined us in real time. Anyway, If you have any more specific questions or something that comes to mind after the program, feel free to leave it in the description or comments. That would be great. And in addition to that, of course, greetings to the entire community who are always there and support us, and to all the proposals and criticisms which we truly value and consider constructive.
Definitely. If we choose to stay, we have not addressed any of the questions, please leave them in the comments and we will provide you with an answer as soon as possible.
Because if we miss any, which sometimes on occasions there are many, let's see if for the next day we have any news regarding the Launchpad issue, which would be nice. We'll discuss it internally to check for any news to share or comment on, and we'll keep you updated. And nothing, really a pleasure. We see that you guys have left a ton of likes. If anyone else wants to leave, Giovanni and I would be delighted. We would appreciate it. Also, Jose, who is present with the media team, and nothing, it is a pleasure. See you real soon, and if you want Giovanni, we're saying our goodbyes.
That's right. Hey, thanks a ton to the whole community, to my buddies for the work they're doing, and well, see you soon. If you have any inquiries, simply leave them in the comment section and we will address and resolve them. So thanks to everyone.
Well, a hug. Bye-bye.